同学也都是这样。
And I knew that all of my fellow students around me believed the same thing.
但是1989年这个事情结束之后，当时我是失去了所有的希望，我不知道这个国家还有没有希望。
But when the events of that year had ended, I had lost all of my hope, and I think all of my fellow students felt the same way. We were completely hopeless.
但是10几年过后，你突然发现，这一个事件没有终止中国的改革的进程。
But the truth is, looking back some decades later, we can say that event really didn't change the arc of transformation in China toward becoming more open.
这可能是中国最幸运的地方。
And that is maybe the great fortune of China.
但是我非常相信，在89年的时候，我们所有的人对这个国家改革的期待，它也会一步一步的变成现实，包括政治体制改革，包括民主的进程。
But I believe that back in 1989, all of our hopes about that we had then about China transforming the way the world seemed to be transforming, if they haven't come true, they will come true, including political rights, including democratic rights.
我想对此我们彼此可以共同去期待。
And I think that that's something that we can all look forward to together.
刚才讲到您对那个美国的同行特别的尊敬，所以我想问一下，您认为中国的新闻工作者可以从美国的同行身上学到什么？反之，美国的新闻工作者可以从中国的同行身上和中国的同行身上。
You just said that you had a lot of respect for your American media colleagues. So my question is, what do you think that the U.S. media, that Chinese media have to learn from American media and vice versa?
我曾经在中国的一次新闻的同行聚会的时刻讲过这样的一段话。
I once said something along to this issue in a meeting of my fellow media professionals in China.
我说我们过去讲述跟其他的包括美国在内的很多国家在新闻方面不同的地方讲的太多了。
Which is that in our coverage of other countries, including U.S. of China, China of the U.S., we're too focused on covering our differences.
我认为，作为中国的新闻人和美国的新闻人，更多的地方是相同的地方。
Seems to me that for media professionals both in the U.S. and China, the majority in many basics we are the same.
比如说，必须尊重事实本身。一定要尊重事实，对。
Oh, yeah, because we have to respect the truth.
不能虚假。
We can't lie.
要关注新闻当中的人。
We must pay attention, take care of the people who are in the news.
对社会要承担责任。
We have to be responsible to society.
所以我认为这一切都是我们相同的地方。
And I think all of these are points of similarity.
也因此，正是在这些领域里头，很多先行了一步的美国的同行，给了我重要的启示。
And I think because of all of these similarities, I think many of my co-professionals in the U.S. have given me a lot of good learnings, the good things to grow from.
在我的身上，在很多的中国新闻人的身上，你都能找到丹拉瑟、克朗凯特、普利策、查普曼等等这些人的影子。
I think in many Chinese news media, you'll find China's Walter Cronkite or China's Dulles or the all the famous broadcasters and media of the U.S.
所以这一切都是，我觉得是美国的同行我要学习的地方。
And there's in the U.S. had the spirit of those people, and so all of these things I think are things that we can learn from the American media.
但是美国的同行有没有向我们学习的地方呢？
Now, so have the American media found anything to study in us?
我认为有，而且还不少。
I think that in fact there's a lot that they can study from us.
美国的同行不会像我们这样面对一个如此复杂的国家。
I think American journalists have never faced as a complex reporting situation as we face.
你用200年所走过的道路，中国要用30年、40年、50年这样非常短的时间，也要把它走完。
The 200+ years of American history, the kinds of transformations that have happened in those 200 plus years China is going through in 40, 50 years.
中国很多偏远的贫困的山区可能更像非洲。
There are remote, faraway regions in China that may look like parts of Africa.
上海、北京等很多城市甚至超过美国。
In Shanghai and Beijing and many other major cities, China has surpassed America.
我说的是硬件儿。
I'm talking about infrastructure.
当然，服务态度似乎很相像，都不是怎么好。
Of course, in terms of service attitude, who can say?
因此，对于中国新闻人来说，在这么复杂的前进的过程当中，去做出很多的判断，美国的同行恐怕要向我们学习。
And I think the ability of the Chinese media to analyze and understand and comment on this incredibly complex background really is something that American media can learn from.
我们也会面对很多美国的同行可能不会遇到的一些限制。
We also face many controls and restrictions that American media may not face.
虽然这种限制越来越少，
Even though there are fewer and fewer such restrictions.
但是我们依然有勇气、有智慧的在向前走。
But we always believe in ourselves and will continue to move forward in this regard.
并且有相当强的使命感、目标感和责任感。
And so we have a very strong sense of responsibility, sense of our goals and our objectives and of moving toward them.
经常有受伤的时候，却依然要坚持继续向前走。
We may be wounded at times, but we always want to keep moving forward.
而且工资要比你低很多。
And we do that even with a much lower salary than you get here.
恐怕这也是需要向我们学习的地方。
Maybe that's something also we should learn from American media.
但是任何一个国度